I arrive at school and try to write the date on the board as I prepare for the day. The classroom greets me in sections. Some desks are occupied, some are hopeful. Some are still waiting for honors who may or may not arrive. Attendance here does not announce itself, it reveals itself slowly. I reach for chalk, and alas, it's not where I left it. For a brief second, I convince myself that I have misplaced it. I check the windowsill. I check the desk, the drawer that sticks when opened, and there are three pieces left, all short, all fragile, all one drop away from becoming powder. Three. I pick the longest one as though it earned the promotion. I tap it on the board and it breaks. Not dramatically, just enough to remind me that today will require negotiation, not with the learners, but with reality. I ask learners to collect their homework books and movement continues. At the corner of my eye, I see one approaching me, visibly nervous. He walks slowly, like the distance between his desk and mine has grown overnight. Not mischievous, not guilty, just nervous. I greet him normally. Good morning, he responds, softly. He brings out his book. His hands are shaking slightly. I ask whether he has done his homework, and he says he did. Then, quickly, before the silence stretches too long, he requests not to be punished. Punished? The word hangs in the air longer than it should. I look at him properly now. There is fear there. Not rebellion, not laziness, just fear. I'm not punishing anyone, I say. He nods, but he does not relax. I wonder why I should punish him. But I check his work anyway. I open his book and the class goes quiet. Not the ordinary quiet, the kind of quiet that feels like something is about to be announced. Chairs stop squeaking, and the wind seems to reconsider blowing into the classroom. I turn the first page. The sound "ah" that requires coloring looks like it has an odd shade of green. Not crayon green, not color pencil green, not even paint green. Something softer, something textured, something that I have not seen before. Something alive. He shuffles nervously. Teacher, hatuna crayons kwetu home. There is no drama in his voice, just information. I nod. I couldn't help but wonder what he used. I wait patiently for him to complete his narration. The classroom feels suddenly suspended. Even the broken chalk on the desk seems to be listening. Nilitumia sukuma. Sukuma wiki. Kales. He used kales. For a moment, I do not know how to respond. My mind travels home with him. A small hand, a leaf, a page, an instruction taken seriously. I almost feel a tear roll down my eyes. How creative, how wonderful, how determined to do my assignment. The green "ah" is imperfect, but it is complete, and that is what matters. No punishment, I declare, and the class breathes a sigh of relief. Chalk is limited. Learners share one book between three. Broken crayons are passed around carefully, like they are on loan from a museum. Erasers barely erase. Writing boards are scratched beyond comfort. The classroom runs on a silent economy. Who has a pencil? Who has two? Who sharpens carefully to avoid waste? Who pretends not to need help? You notice these things when you stay still long enough. Half the class is present, then two more arrive mid-lesson. No apology, just presence. One, in fact, leaves early. No announcement, just absence. Attendance is not taken here, it unfolds. And just when you're finished marking the register, you can't be too surprised when another person shows up. And somehow the lesson continues anyway. When chalk is limited, you speak more. When books are few, you improvise more. When materials are fragile, your patience becomes the main source. You calculate how much board space you can afford to use. I write smaller than usual to conserve chalk. I erase selectively. Learners guard their crayons like rare gemstones. One child finishes his work early and immediately becomes the most popular student in class. Suddenly, sharing is a negotiation table. And yet, no one complains. You stop seeing the lack as disruption and you start seeing the creativity it forces. I teach differently. Less writing, more speaking, more demonstration, and more repetition. I stretch one piece of chalk further than it believes it can go. The lesson does not collapse. It adjusts, it breathes, it survives. A final piece of chalk rests in my palm. Small, worn, but still useful. I turn it over carefully. Today it was enough, and tomorrow it will have to be enough again. And somewhere at home, a little boy might be looking at vegetables differently. Episode 3 of the Chalk Dust series. Kindly like, subscribe, share with your friends and family for more details. Bye bye.